Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Once upon a time, in the beautiful islands of Hawaii, there lived a young boy named Robert Kiyosaki. Robert had two fathers who greatly influenced his understanding of money and wealth. His biological father, whom he called his poor dad, was a highly educated man with a PhD, working diligently as the head of education in Hawaii. Despite his academic achievements, poor dad constantly struggled with money and lived paycheck to paycheck. On the other side was his best friend Mike's father, who Robert referred to as his rich dad. This man was a successful entrepreneur and businessman who didn't even finish the 8th grade. Despite his lack of formal education, Rich Dad built a substantial fortune and achieved financial independence. As Robert grew up, he found himself torn between the conflicting advice and worldviews of his two fathers. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. From an early age, poor dad would advise Robert, study hard, get good grades, and find a secure job. In contrast, rich dad offered a radically different perspective. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Rich Dad explained that financial struggles are often rooted in fear and ignorance. He taught Robert that true wealth is not just about earning money, but making money work for you by investing in income-generating assets. One day, Rich Dad put Robert and Mike to work in one of his stores, paying them a meager wage. He wanted them to understand the drudgery of working for money and inspire them to think differently. Frustrated with the low pay, Robert learned a crucial lesson. Rather than working for money, he needed to seek opportunities where money would work for him. Lesson 2. Why teach financial literacy? Rich Dad stressed the importance of financial literacy. He taught Robert that understanding the difference between assets and liabilities is key to financial success. Assets are things that put money into your pocket, like investments and rental properties. Liabilities, on the other hand, take money out, like mortgages and car loans. Poor dad mistakenly thought his home was his greatest asset, but rich dad clarified that unless it generates income, it's a liability. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to invest in assets that would provide steady cash flow. He emphasized the power of compound interest and the importance of starting early. Robert began investing in real estate and small businesses, gradually building a portfolio of income-generating assets. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Rich Dad's third lesson was to mind your own business. By this, he didn't mean prying into others' affairs, but focusing on building and managing one's own assets. While holding a regular job to cover his expenses, Robert invested in various ventures on the side. He understood that working for someone else would never make him truly wealthy. Instead, he focused on growing his own business and investments. Lesson 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. Rich Dad taught Robert about the history of taxes and the advantages of corporations. He explained that the rich use corporations to protect and enhance their wealth. Unlike employees who are taxed before they receive their money, corporations earn, spend on expenses, and are then taxed on the remaining income. This structure allows the wealthy to reduce their taxable income legally. Robert learned that by owning a corporation, he could take advantage of tax benefits and protect his assets. This knowledge became a cornerstone of his financial strategy, enabling him to minimize taxes and maximize his investments. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Rich Dad's next lesson was about the importance of creativity and entrepreneurship in wealth building. He taught Robert that it's not just about saving money, but about being proactive and inventive. Opportunities to create wealth are everywhere, but they require education and a keen eye to recognize them. Robert learned to identify and capitalize on investment opportunities that others might overlook. He understood that the key to wealth lies in the ability to see possibilities where others see obstacles. Rich Dad's guidance helped Robert develop a mindset that was always seeking new ways to create and grow wealth. Lesson 6. Work to learn, don't work for money. Poor Dad always encouraged specialization to become an expert in one field to secure a high-paying job. Rich Dad, however, advised Robert to work in different areas to gain a broad skill set. Robert took various jobs, from sales to construction, learning skills that would help him in his entrepreneurial ventures. This diversified experience became invaluable, providing him with the knowledge and confidence to succeed in business. Rich Dad emphasized the importance of continual learning and self-improvement. He taught Robert to invest in himself by acquiring new skills and knowledge. This lifelong commitment to learning enabled Robert to adapt and thrive in an ever-changing economic landscape. The power of thinking differently. Throughout his journey, Robert illustrated how thinking differently about money and work can lead to financial independence. He shared personal stories to highlight how these lessons shaped his path from financial struggle to financial freedom. Rich Dad's approach was unconventional but powerful. Focus on building assets, understand how money works, and use it to your advantage. Embrace risk and failure as opportunities to learn and grow. Above all, don't let fear or lack of knowledge hold you back. By the end of the tale, Robert's journey teaches us that financial success is not about having a high income, but about managing money wisely and making informed decisions. It's about adopting a mindset that continually seeks knowledge, embraces opportunities, and thinks creatively about how to grow wealth. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is more than just a personal finance book. It's a story of shifting perspectives and challenging the status quo. It encourages readers to take control of their financial future through education, proactive investment, and a mindset that seeks continuous growth and learning.
Feel free to subscribe, share the audio, and hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Thanks for listening.